Jane Galena here, also known as Airplane Jane. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about how the market is bullish until it isn't, how you can go ahead and spot the trend, and how you can see when that trend has changed. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you can get awesome videos like this. So, the market is bullish. Over time, you see that the market has just gone up. It's just continued to go right on up. Well, why does that happen? That's gonna happen because every single week in the US, there are companies that are paying money to their employees in the form of a salary. Part of that is gonna go into retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, and sometimes there are employee match contributions that the companies are going to go ahead and give and put into these retirement accounts. Now, I used to be a licensed broker, but that is no longer current. So please do your due diligence and talk to your retirement management specialist if you do have an IRA or a 401k and you want to do it into a self-directed account. So, we have these salaries that are going out every single week. A portion of that is going into these retirement accounts. Well, where does that money go? That money typically goes into a mutual fund or an ETF that is directed by the company or self-directed by the employee. So that means that there's constantly money that's being dumped into the market, right? Well, what do these mutual fund managers do? They're going to go ahead and buy securities with this money. So that's constantly creating demand. Goes back to basic economics. There's demand, they're buying, it's going to increase the price. Now, when you start to see the stocks pulling back, even though there's all this money coming into it, on a daily chart, on a weekly chart, and on a monthly chart, when you start to see it sort of curl over, that's when that bullish trend could potentially be changing. But like I said, the market is bullish until it isn't. It has to prove itself to you with selling volume. Once the selling starts to step in, it's going to be the reverse. People don't want it anymore, the price is going to drop, right? So you want to watch for these signals. If you use moving averages on your chart, you might use a 9 EMA or a 50 SMA or a 200 SMA. Many times people will say when that cross happens, so you have, say, a 9 that's going to cross over a 20 SMA and it's going to start to go down. Well, that could signify that a trend is starting to change. The more that you study the market, the more that you watch the charts, you can see when these trends start to roll over and change. Now, it is still bullish overall, so it will find a bottom at a certain point and it will once again rebound. So you will see corrections that will happen. Sometimes these corrections will be a small correction, just it got a little overextended and then it comes back. That might be a 2-day move for a trend to pull back. Or you might see that it's going to be a bigger correction. It might be roughly 10%. And you'll see that the market is going to pull back for roughly 1 month or 2 months. Now, when we start to get into a recession or a depression, then you'll see that these stocks might really start to roll over and continue in a downward motion until we're more than 20% for 2 months. At that point, we're really in a downturn in the market. It might be time to sit by the sidelines or pull your money into cash potentially, but it doesn't mean that it's not an opportunity to go ahead and buy. Earlier this year, 2020, we saw the market have a fairly strong correction, and then immediately after, we had a V bottom reversal. A lot of the dark pools came in and bought at the bottom. What are the dark pools? That's where the hedge funds go ahead and trade and put all their orders. Because if you have somebody that's going to be buying 1 million shares, 2 million shares, you're gonna wanna have that order hidden, and it's hidden in the dark pool. If you guys wanna learn more about it, come over to the training pit at thedarkpools.com. I do teach there twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. But back to the market. So when you start to see all these prints coming in, we see them at the top and we see them at the bottom. We can help you spot when those trends are changing, when it's a great time to invest potentially, or when it's time to sit on the sidelines. So if you guys ever have any other questions, please feel free to reach out at jane@cjanetrade.com. If there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, please put it in the comments below. And let me know what you think of this video. I always love to hear feedback. Carpe profit and seize those profits one trade at a time.